Hello everyone, it's just a dad. Today I'm going to do an unboxing on this Eufy NVR security system S4 Max. So here's everything that comes in the box. I'm going to show you close-ups and descriptions of all the things. So here's kind of the base station. We do get a mouse, Ethernet cable, a power supply, and a plug-in for the power supply. It looks like an HDMI cable. This is going to power this up. You get 4 cameras. You get 4 of these cables. These cables are 59 feet long. They've got like an Ethernet cord on each end. There's these bags. Here's everything that comes. You get these little waterproofing bags for this cable when you connect it to the cameras. You get 4 of these mounting brackets for each camera. Here's what the waterproofing thing looks like. And then you get some screws. But these screws typically, I do recommend getting maybe some little better screws. The Phillips part kind of rounds out sometimes if it's going into something hard. Okay, first let's take a look at the cameras. All the cameras are the same. Now, you're going to mount them like upside. This isn't upside down, but this is how you're going to mount it. So you have to mount this bracket to the wall, and then these screws are just spring-loaded. And so you'll mount it to this bracket to the wall, and then this will slide in like that, and then you'll screw those in, and that's what mounts it to this bracket. Quick dimensions, it sticks out about 5.5 inches. Total depth is about 6.5 inches. Width of the bracket's 2.25. Overall width of the camera is about 4.5 inches. Now let's slide this off. It can be a little tricky. Okay, so there's it's got this permanently attached cord that goes into it. There's also this little access door. It takes #1 Phillips. It's weatherproof, so it comes installed. I went ahead and removed it so we could see what's inside. There is a USB-C port. I think that's just for like talking to it with a USB cable. There is a sync button. You're going to press that, and then you can also put a micro SD card in it. Now, this is a pan, tilt, zoom, and this will track somebody. This camera here kind of moves around, turns upside, rotates. This is a fixed camera with lights. This also has lights. This has 2 separate lenses you can look out of. Lots of capabilities. So now this is how you're going to power it up. Now this is PoE. That's power over Ethernet cable. So they want you're going to run this cable, which I'll show you, to the actual base unit. But they want you to install this onto your Ethernet cable. So I'm going to slide this over. I think this goes through it. Yeah. And then there's this rubber seal. It's got a split. You're going to put that on the cable. Okay. And then you're going to connect this to here. I did that backwards. So take your cable, put this on. Then this is what's going to screw into this right here. So put it in like this. Put your cable through. This is for getting, oh, there is like a little cutout for it to slide through, I think. Yeah, if you line it up, it will go through. You have to kind of get it lined up perfectly. Now, it's going to get its power and its connectivity through this cable. Now, this looks like a separate power cable. There is no attachment for this. This system that comes in this box is going to get all of its power and connectivity through here. So then you screw that on. That has a watertight seal there. Then you're going to take this. It's got the split in it. Whoops. You're going to install this over here, and then push that down. Then take this. This is what creates the watertight seal. So water can't get into this connection. Screw this down, screw this all the way down, and then you've got a watertight connection. Then you can run this all the way, again, 60 feet to this. Again, here's what this bracket looks like. I guess you could like drill a hole into your building and put the cable through and then mount this. There's 2 screws. The screws are about 1.25 inches apart. The bracket's about 2.5 by 2 inches. Now you could mount this up. It does have screw holes here. So it looks like you could install it you know, you could run that cable straight up out of that place. Yeah. So like if you had to install this underneath a soffit instead of to your building, you could just, yeah. Several different ways to hang it. And here's what that little access panel, #1 Phillips screws, looks like installed. Here's the front of the display. We got some lights here. Let's take a look at the back. Here's your power over internet. PoE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can have up to 8 cameras. This only comes with 4. There's where you're going to put your landline into your router. HDMI if you want to see what's going on inside of here, to like a monitor. USB ports probably for downloading some data. And there's your audio out. And there's your DC in from this power supply, like a computer power supply. You're just going to plug it in there. That's what powers it up. It does come with a really nice manual. Yeah, they call that other power connector the DC power connector. Oh yeah, you're going to plug the mouse into that port. And it looks like you're going to have a monitor to help set it up. It looks like there's 2 ways to set this up. You can do it wirelessly. There's a QR code you scan here. You get the Eufy app and you can set it up that way. Or you can get a monitor. You can put a monitor with the HDMI cable and use the mouse and set it up with an on-screen menu locally. Let's measure this. This is exactly 10 inches by 11 inches. It's not very thick. About 1.75 inches thick. It's got some feet, some kind of mounting system. Looks like you could mount it on an arm. You know, those are exactly 2.75 inches apart by about 2 inches that way. This is the recorder S4. Each PoE output is 48 volts, 72 amps max for 96 watts. Now, the reason I got this is for 24/7 recording. So those have constant power supplied from this power supply. As long as this has power, you're going to have, it can record 24/7 on top of the events. It's got motion sensors, so when somebody comes around, you'll get notifications, but it's constantly recording 24/7. Now, it looks like you can have several different cameras. This is the S4 I've got connected to it. You could have the E41, the E40 looks like. This looks like a really nice kit. I'm anxious to start using it. I hope this video helps. Thanks everybody for watching.